Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Israel Adesanya reacts to the news that Dricus du Plessis will face off against Robert Whittaker at UFC 290. Dricus tweeted that he was going to earn his title shot against Izzy. To this, Adesanya replied with, "Please win." Daniel Cormier says Jake Paul isn't as good of a boxer as some might have thought prior to the Tommy Fury fight. When watching Jake fight against Tommy Fury, he's not as good as we originally thought, because Tommy Fury pretty much limited him to just throwing overhand rights. He didn't have an answer for Tommy Fury, a guy that's been boxing for as long as Fury's been boxing. He just kept trying to hit him with the overhand right. I respected what he was doing because he beat Anderson Silva in a boxing match and what he had done to Tyron and those guys. So I did think that he was really improving. But I think in watching the Tommy Fury match, it showed me how limited he is in terms of his boxing development. Because when that weapon, the right hand, was rendered useless, he just kept going to it, and it became more and more evident that it wasn't going to land. But he didn't have a plan B. I think that's where I give Nate Diaz the chance, because Diaz has been boxing for a long time. Diaz has done rounds with Andre Ward. Diaz has been around the sport of boxing and fighting for a really long time. John Anik and Ray Longo discussed the upcoming bantamweight title fight between Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo. Here's what the pair had to say during a recent edition of the Anik and Florian podcast.
I 100% expect him to be in the best shape of his life. I don't think Henry's stupid. I think he's a student of the game too. I like listening to him talk. He's very practical. I think he keeps it simple, and I think that's the way he's going to approach this fight. But he's 100% going to be in shape. If he's not,
he'll be in shape. Neuroforce 1. Yeah, no, I was totally messing around. Again, I got to be careful, right? No, but it is interesting. You see, he got a huge cut early on in training camp. I don't know if you saw any of the videos. So he was stitched up for much of this training camp, which maybe is a non-factor, but to me, I think it's a factor. But I'm fascinated to see how he comes back, just given the long layoff. I'm fascinated to sit down with Henry in a fighter meeting and find out what his motivation is right now. Certainly adding a win over Aljamain Sterling and becoming a two-time UFC bantamweight champion is a huge thing. But does he just see this as a springboard to featherweight to try to become C4? Is he coming back for monetary reasons? You know, I just think it's interesting, the timing, the division, and everything else.
Chael Sonnen gives his honest thoughts on the recently announced matchup between Bilal Muhammad and Gilbert Burns at UFC 288. Here's the clip.
Now we have two guys. What are they fighting for? Colby is the #1 contender. So these guys are going to go out and fight. The two guys that you can count on the most, the two guys that are the most reliable, not only for the organization, but for the fans, are now going to eliminate. One of them gets eliminated. I've never quite seen a fight that is about which one of us is the most dependable. You're extremely dependable, more than the other 700 guys under contract, and so am I. Let's fight. And one of us gets eliminated. I mean, I got to tell you, I don't love that. When they made this fight 5 rounds, it's more than disappointing. More than that. You're now messing with our sport that has extremely limited rules as it is. And I always hear fans go, "Oh, this is great, I get more." You know, you're a scumbag, just so you understand. Nobody would ever ask you to work 70% more. And you wouldn't like it if they did. And if somebody said, "But you're so good at your job, and I just enjoy seeing it so much," you're not going to care. You're going to think you asking me and encouraging me and now even forcing me contractually to go and work 70% more. You're not going to like it.
Sean O'Malley gives his honest opinion of Bryce Mitchell during a recent podcast. O'Malley reads a comment left by Mitchell on a recent Instagram post and talks about some of Mitchell's outlandish ideas.
So I don't want to say anything, but Bryce Mitchell is 100% set the earth is flat. Here we got a comment. "I'm flat earth curious." This is from someone else. "I'm just wondering, what's the official line on why the water doesn't spill over the side?" Bryce says, 200-foot tall ice wall, brother. Look up the pic there on Google. Antarctica ain't a continent. It's an ice wall that surrounds us, brother. That's why it's illegal to travel to Antarctica. There is no South Pole. So, a lot of people think I don't like Bryce Mitchell, but the truth is I want to be Bryce Mitchell. I got 6 chickens and a tortoise. I got a tortoise yesterday. It's supposed to live to like 100 years old. It's supposed to get up to like 150 pounds, which is me, basically.
It was recently announced that the scheduled matchup between Josh Emmett and Ilia Topuria would headline the UFC Fight Night card in Jacksonville. John McCarthy and Josh Thompson give their take on Topuria's hype heading into the fight.
That's a tough fight. Tough fight for Emmet. Coming off of a loss.
Yep.
Yep. And here's the thing. The hype of Topuria right now, and everyone's surrounding it, it could be derailed with 1-2 shots. You know,
Sure. Well,
you could see, like, you know, we've seen Topuria be the bully. Well, you're fighting someone who is normally the bully in Josh Emmett.
yes.
The guy that chases you down. So we're going to see these two guys come out in the middle who can take the bigger shots.
Conor McGregor reveals he is open to the idea of a trilogy fight with Nate Diaz. But first, McGregor gives his opinion on Diaz versus Jake Paul. Here's a clip.
What do you think of that? Nate Diaz, Jake Paul fight.
I think Nate Diaz slaps the head off, and I look forward to seeing it.
Are you going to go to Dallas, August 5th in Dallas? Would you be ringside for that?
Jesus, I'll probably be on the Lamborghini just off the coast of Sicily. I'll be on the Lamborghini off the coast of Sicily.
Hey, but you got Nate, though. You're picking Nate.
I think so, Nate. I think Nate.
That's what's up. They need to come back and trilogy you. You're the man.
Aljamain Sterling discusses whether or not Sergey Pavlovich can beat John Jones. Here's what Sterling had to say.
Sergey's been working on his grappling defense.
That's an unreal reach, 84 inches.
That's like John Jones.
That's John Jones' reach, 6'3". Wow.
Normally, not trying to be like stereotypical here, but normally it's the brothers that have long ass arms. But Sergey's got some long ass.
No, that's very not Russian like.
Yeah.
Long arms like that, 84-inch reach is very not Russian like. This guy's a specimen.
John Jones, I think, is 84 or 85.
84, he's 84.
Sergey's 84, bro. That's beast. Sergey versus John Jones. I mean, it was so one-dimensional, but he's got the reach to match John.
I made a deal with myself. I'm just never gonna doubt John Jones ever again. He just shut me up, and I was happy about it too. His last fight.
But the one fight he lost, Overeem, we didn't get to see the fight on the ground.
The fight on the ground was Overeem easily mounting him.
No, I mean this one. We didn't get to see this on the ground.
Right, yeah.
So that makes me wonder, like, John ain't gonna play that game, man. He gonna be oblique kicking, front kicking.
We know what John's gonna come to do. He's gonna come to do to him what he did to Gon.
Yeah, 100%. Those some big boys, man. That guy Pavlovich ain't playing in there. Who throws a rear hand uppercut to start the combination?
He's not, but you gotta understand, like, that one-dimensional type of style. Like, at the time, Glover Teixeira wasn't using his grappling, he was using his hands. He was dangerous with hands. Vitor Belfort, like, he fought so many dangerous punchers, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for me to be like, yo, this style right here is the one that beats John Jones. Stylistically, absolutely not. Can he catch him? Yes.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.